Psalm 63, 2 through 5 in the Septuagint says, "Hear my prayer, O God, when I pray to you. From the fear of the enemy deliver my soul, who sharpened as a sword their tongues, as they stretched their bow as a cruel deed, to strike down the blameless with arrows in hidden places. Suddenly they will strike him, and they will not fear." Well, if you're joining us in reading through this 6-month reading plan through the book of Psalms, today's reading is Psalm 64, and I encourage you to read that psalm. It's interesting today to see the lack of concern or even care in what those who don't trust God publicly do. They're more than willing to attack those who don't believe what they believe and attempt to destroy those who don't agree with them. They actively attack those who hold varying positions because they hold contempt for not only the individual, but also those positions and God. It doesn't take long to realize that we no longer have a semblance of Christianity in the United States today. Everything is centered around personal greed and personal desires. If it isn't fulfilling for a person, then they just won't do it. This is also true in the Christian world. Many times, churches are started because some people don't like something that is going on in the church that they are currently attending. They decide it's better to be personally satisfied than it is to be discipled. They decide that there is happiness that is the most important thing and not their growth in Christ. We also see this in the music that is in churches today. While many modern songs purport to focus on Christ, in reality they focus on what Christ can do for them and not how they can worship Christ. Again, the music is about how they feel and what it takes for them to grow, not for what it takes for them to grow closer to Christ. Now, this is not a condemnation of all Christian songs, but there is a sharp turn from the theology of our older hymns. The Psalms were the hymn book of the Old Testament. They contained thoughts that were practical in nature because they dealt with actual events in which God helped David or the other authors of the Psalms. Now, I don't want to denigrate all worship songs, but I am suggesting that we need to be careful with what we put in our head and in our hearts. If we think about it, what God can do for us, and then our focus on our hearts will not be on worshiping Him, but on worshiping us. And if you would like a PDF copy of this entire reading plan, please send an email to phineasjacobus@runningtohim.net.